The movie is set in the early 22nd century. The sun goes through a rapidly deteriorating phase. In 100 years it will destroy the Earth. In order to survive, human society goes through a drastic change. All the countries are merged to form the United Earth Government. They build 10,000 gigantic heavy material fusion propulsion engines to slowly push the Earth out of the original orbit. It takes 20 years to reach the Jupiter, which its massive gravity should serve as the sling for the frozen Earth to accelerate through. Yet things go very wrong in that fateful day when Earth is passing the Jupiter. The protagonist, Liu Kai, is a young machinist of heavy trucks. He smuggles some special instant inflatable bubble capsules to the local thugs in exchange of special suits to go outside of the underground bunker. He brings his little sister along for her favor of stealing his grandpa's truck key. The amount Liu Kai pays him is enough for him to keep the suits for only one day, so he lies and says he'll return them tomorrow. But when his sister says she thought they weren't coming back, Yi gets angry and tries to stop them. In order to escape, Liu Kai throws a special sphere that grows in size in the middle of the room, pushing all the criminals against the walls as they run away. The siblings are chased throughout the city and reach the lines of workers that are about to be sent to the surface, which is an area the criminals can't enter. Thanks to the fake IDs, the suits and a clearance pass Liu Kai stole from his grandfather, he and his sister pass off as workers and are allowed to go outside to the now frozen city of Beijing. They are awed to see the huge structure called Earth Engine, which is only one of the 10,000. They find the special truck their grandpa drives and use the stolen keycard to drive it. Just when the joyride is almost over, they are caught and thrown into jail. Their grandpa comes and tries to bribe the jail warden, only gets thrown into the same cell as Liu Kai's. Meanwhile, on a space station called the Navigator, their father, Liu Peiqiang, is getting ready to return to Earth. It is his last shift, and it's exactly the same day the Earth is supposed to glide past the Jupiter and accelerate to achieve the necessary speed of flying out of the solar system. Suddenly, Jupiter's gravity becomes irregular and the Earth has a huge tremor. Many Earth engines go offline, and the underground cities are crushed or drowned by lava. Liu Kai, his sister, and the grandpa escape the prison with a cellmate called Tim. Grandpa drives his heavy truck and narrowly escapes death. In the space station, the main computer AI, called Moss, warns everyone that the space station will go into low-energy mode, and they should go back to their sleeping bay. Liu Peiqiang, the father, calls the grandpa and is surprised to learn that they are in a truck together. He directs the truck to the nearest bunker. After that, he goes to his quarter and prepare to hibernate. The truck is intercepted by a team of elite Chinese soldiers. They need the truck to tow a precious cargo called lighter core, which can be used to ignite Earth engines. The grandpa is not happy but has to obey their order. On their way driving, the father calls again and requests the captain of the team to let them go into a bunker, for that the captain promises they will let everyone go except the grandpa for his job of driving. After some time, the grandpa drives them to Shanghai, where the huge tremor has torn open a long gap, showing the old city covered by ice. As the truck goes into the gap, the grandpa tells stories about his memories in the city. A second tremor hit and cliffs on both sides of the gap start collapsing. Everyone has to abandon their vehicles to go into the tallest building of Shanghai. As the civilians climbed up the elevator shaft with the lighter core behind them and the tower slowly starting to collapse, the soldiers were left with no choice but to shoot at a frozen window to create a path to escape. Most of the crew managed to reach the 75th floor, but the rope began breaking before Han Zhang, Liu Kai's grandfather, and one of the soldiers, and the core could reach them. The group decided to prioritize dragging in the core, leaving Liu Kai to hold his grandfather alone, which meant he was about to be pulled back into the shaft. To prevent this, Wang Lei cut his rope, causing Han Zhang to fall, but the soldier grabbed him and threw him into a gap in the wall before he was crushed by the falling elevator. Although Han Duduo and Liu Kai wanted to save their grandfather, it was too dangerous, and there was no time. Wang Lei's team dragged them away as Han Zhang's suit ran out of oxygen. Accepting his fate, Han Zhang took off his helmet and let the cold freeze him to death. He remembered how 17 years ago, he rescued baby Han Duduo from a flood and decided to adopt her, naming her after his daughter. The rest of the group managed to escape the tower just before it collapsed. Liu Kai blames his death on the captain and refuses to continue. The elite team carries the lighter core themselves and march toward the Earth engine in Hangzhou, while Liu Kai, his sister, and Tim go their way back toward their home. In the space station, just after the hibernation program starts, Liu Peiqiang, the father, learns from Moss that the grandpa's truck is missing, the ground has a new round of chaos, and the AI is preparing to leave Earth behind. He struggles to break the circuits inside the bay and gets out from it. Moss the AI wakes up other members in his team, trying to rectify the situation. But the Russian teammate, Makarov, decides to help him instead. They open a hatch closest to the control center and flies out into the vacuum. To reach the control center, Makarov sacrifices himself and pushes Liu toward a moving arm. Liu gets hold of the exterior of the control center and gets in by overriding a hatch's control. On the Earth, Liu Kai, the son, and his companions finds a crashed plane with a truck intact. Inside that truck, they meet the sole survivor, a crazy genius, Lai, who told them that the Jupiter's gravity is sucking Earth's atmosphere to such a degree that the air is too thin to even fly the plane, thus the crash. He asks them to rescue a torque engine in Sulawesi in the equator. The truck is their last chance to turn back and go home, yet Liu Kai decides to rescue the Earth engine in Hangzhou first. In the space station, Liu Peiqiang, the father, gets into the computer room and tries to override Moss, yet the AI informs him that it is merely carrying out orders authorized by the Unite Earth government. The ship navigator contains all the necessary DNA and materials to start the civilization in a distant planet. So even if the Earth fell into Jupiter, the human race will continue. Outside of Hangzhou, the elite team finds out that the whole city is lost to the lava. The Earth engine there is damaged beyond repairing. A teammate died from the bitter cold. They have a fight about whether to continue the mission. A female soldier shoots at the lighter core and breaks it. The captain almost kills her for it. Just when they are all desperate, the truck driven by Liu Kai shows up, and they now have a new mission: escort the other lighter core inside the truck to Sulawesi. When they finally almost reach Sulawesi, some other teams has successfully repaired the engines before them. However, the reading shows that the Earth is still heading toward Jupiter. All the engines' force combined cannot make Earth escape the gravity well of Jupiter. In the space station, after Moss explains to Liu that all the rescue missions are actually useless, it opens a channel to the Earth and broadcasts to everyone that they have only 7 days until the Earth get torn apart. Listening the bad news, the genius Lai cries that they actually have only 1 day to live, while the air of the Earth being sucked by Jupiter at that rate. Watching the tremendous Jupiter looming over his head, Liu Kai suddenly has an idea. Earth's oxygen mixed with Jupiter's hydrogen can be ignited and generate a big boom. Lai agrees with him, so he develops a new plan to rescue the Earth. Liu and Tim drive the truck to deliver the lighter core. Elite soldiers push a giant igniter pin. Lai and another tech will go to the control room, and Liu's sister and the female soldier will go to the communication room. The plan suffers major setbacks. The core is delivered but the machine is stuck. Soldiers have too little manpower to push the pin. Lai's program is uploaded but freeze at 99%. Liu's sisters call for help but she get no response. She suddenly realizes that she can make an emergency call to the space station and ask for Liu Peiqiang's help. Liu received the call, but Moss tells him that someone else already had this idea, and the successful chance is 0, but he still calls the UEG and pleads for authorization. UEG only agrees to broadcast the sister's message to all remaining rescuers. Liu's sister cries and begs for the hope to save Earth. Many rescuers return and help the soldiers pushing the giant pin. Liu Kai, the son, finally get the machine unstuck. Then they drive the truck running away from the engine. Everything is ready except the launch program. The tech is badly hurt by falling rocks, but he manages to put the right cable in the socket. The program finally get uploaded 100%. The genius Lai starts the program right after Liu's truck barely makes it outside. The torque engine shoot a straight red light toward the giant eye of the Jupiter, but the power cannot reach the ignition area. It is short by 5,000 kilometers. The father, Liu Peiqiang, remembers that the navigator has 30,000 tons of fuel, which should generate a 5,000 kilometers of flame if ignited. The AI, Moss, tries to stop him but fails. Liu burns the computer and manually drives the space station toward the red light. Before the space station is destroyed by the red light, the two Liu have a final conversation. The father repeats that when you look at the Jupiter, you will see me. The son looks up at the huge red eye above and sees his father's ship turns into a fireball. Jupiter's atmosphere is burning. A gigantic impact wave is coming. People scramble to get into the underground bunker. Liu Kai finds his sister with Tim, but the elevator is broken. The genius Lai advises them to hide under the torque engine, which they complies, but before they can reach the engine, the impact wave arrives and destroys the truck they are riding, throwing them out. Tim holds on a pipe, but Liu sees his sister dropping down so he falls toward her. In the air he catches her and deploys an instant bubble capsule, which saves both of their lives. Liu's helmet is broken by the fall. The cold air is killing him. The last glimpse he catches tells him that the Earth survives the ordeal, then he closes his eyes. Time jumps to 3 years later. Earth goes on. Liu Kai becomes a junior driver. Everyone respects him and smiles at him. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notification and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.